Hey everyone, Andrew Stormer here, and welcome back to From the Depths with Phillip.
Hello.
So, since we last left off, last time, that drunk raft whole thing, it did not work whatsoever. So, I did make something that works though after that. It's a little bit bigger than the last one, and it has a much nicer gun. It has the 30 millimeter assault cannon, which it surprisingly doesn't use that much more ammo than the 50 millimeter, and it does a lot more damage. And so all this, just look around. There's a couple hydrofoils, and Philip did a cool PID thingy for those to make them work and keep the nose in the water. There's RTGs because this thing runs on electric power, and there's the AI system, and there's the sonar decoy, the visual camera because you need a camera to detect stuff, and that's a telescope for tracking. And then there's the chaff emitter, which just spits the metal out so the missiles go, ooh, metal, that stuff, or it scrambles it or whatever. And then there's the radar decoy, and what was the other decoy? Oh, the heat decoy is down here somewhere. After all that trouble of last episode, now this one actually works. I'll take it out in just a second. I made a sonar buoy here. So it has a little light on it, and that just looks nice, and it bobs up and down. And there's literally just an active sonar, a mainframe, and then the inert vehicle transmitter thing. So then it can send to all the other ships in the fleet. So instead of doing the whole sonar buoy thing with the missiles that Phil couldn't figure out, the head or something doesn't exist in the missiles to
Yeah,
be able to
the
make
problem that
them.
I was having is I couldn't find the sonar buoy for the sonar buoy holder.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, screw it. I'll just go with radar and we can figure something else out for the sonar
Yeah.
buoys.
So this thing, how much does it cost?
Not that much. That's what it costs. Not that
It
much.
costs 505 materials. And it's 31 blocks, which, by the way, you can't save vehicles under 30 blocks. So, literally, we were extending it and putting in blocks and stuff to make it be more than 30 blocks or be 30 blocks because it doesn't need to be this many blocks to actually work. But, 500 material, you get a little spawner, you just spawn it off a vehicle, you plop it in the water, and there you go. You got yourself a sonar buoy. And this thing, it costs almost 6,000. So this thing, you could use it as a little transport vehicle or something, but it's mainly a decoy raft, so you can spawn it in. It's kind of cheap, and it might be able to do a little bit of damage with this thing, but most importantly, all the missiles and everything, it just targets that thing instead of the big ship. So, Philip has the skimmer out over here. He made the engine a lot bigger, which now instead of using like one or two fuel a second, it uses what, 100 fuel a second or something. But
Yeah.
it goes like over 70 meters a second. When what was it
Yeah.
before? Like 25
I
or
did
something?
extend it a bit more before,
Mm-hmm.
and I did have it going like I just extended it 1 to 3, like two more than that right now, and it was
Mm-hmm.
going almost 90. Right
Oh.
now it goes just under 80.
Oh, dang. Yes, and Philip, he's redoing all the pontoon stuff with the hydrofoils right now because we think that is the limiting factor. We think that's what's causing the
Yeah,
problems and the
it
jitter
causes
and
a
the
lot of
control.
drag. I was looking at the
Yeah.
drag profile and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the drag was horrid.
And I was thinking we could even make a smaller one of these, or we could even make one that it was basically a plane with jet engines all over the entire thing, but just had a couple hydrofoils on it to keep it on the water and have it control in the water. And it doesn't have lift, so it doesn't take off. It's just to keep all the weight off the water so it can go super fast across the water. But
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe later. Who knows? We're just gonna work on stuff and mess around, and hopefully Philip gets a test of this thing off because I want to see this thing just go super fast. And I might start another big project. So,
We're all about the big projects here.
yes. Like these things, they took what, a couple hours and now they're done. We need something that
Yeah.
keeps
let's
us
get rolling.
coming back day after day for like 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
The buoy looks so good. It really does look like a buoy. Is it actually floating? It looks like it.
Yeah.
Should you take off some hydrofoils?
Now we take off. So
Oh,
that's
you
why I
took
don't.
out the hydrofoils in the middle. Interesting.
Yeah. So then it'll balance off the front and back.
We gotta just send it.
Give me a moment.
Just send it. Man, just
Send
do
it.
it. Send it. You see how much material this thing can hold, though? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. How much?
This
it
is
now?
why I think we could get away with way smaller, is because this thing isn't even crammed, packed full of cargo containers. And
Okay, just give me a moment. I know why it's doing that. Let's see how this goes.
oh geez. It's, oh, well, we're going really fast. The front is still touching. Oh, yeah, you were saying that it's because the jet engine is so high up that
Yeah.
it's pushing this entire thing, like, down.
Placing it somewhere else, like along the top of the hydrofoils.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's actually an idea.
it is an idea. I think I'm gonna do this one in lightweight alloy, just because it's supposed to be super lightweight, and it's going to be a skimmer like this thing. It skims across the water, and it has lots of hydrofoils to keep it up. Like hardly any of it is in the water, which means it has basically no drag. Bright alloy, that's what they should call it. It's always so dang bright.
Oh, bright alloy.
Yeah. Bright alloy. I'm a genius. This thing's just a triangle. Oh, it's amazing. It really does just look like a Star Destroyer. By the way, this is like a third of the ship in length. It's gonna be huge. Fire up the engines. Okay, there's some nose dipping issues still, which is limiting our speed.
Yeah, to 100 meters a second. And
But
these
we're
things
also
are-
using like 1,000 fuel a second.